Hey guys, welcome back to Final Fantasy 15
Let's hit it.
episode
Let's
Duscae.
roll.
On the last episode, we started the hunt for the behemoth to get some cash to fix our car, and on this episode, we're going on a quick tour, side mission of sorts with Gladio. So it should be a good time. And I can totally relate to having my car down because it actually blew up on me. Yesterday morning. I had to run home and was almost late to work, which definitely wouldn't have been a good thing. So I can relate to these fellows right now. You gotta do what you gotta do. Fortunately, in real life, I don't have to go fight a behemoth for $25,000. But for $25,000, I'm not saying I wouldn't. So we're trying to head to the north side of the map, near the station, the gas station, where we haven't actually been yet, but that's where we're headed. Now this new enemy here is a variant of the Saber Tusk. I think it's a Saber Claw. And they actually parry a lot easier than the normal Saber Tusks do. You see here, there was already 2 chances, though I missed the first one, or the second one there. They have a little bit more health and they're a little bit more aggressive. Not too bad. Something interesting that actually came out a little bit earlier this week. 3 different developers, I think, that were working on Final Fantasy 15 came out and they said that the release date is supposed to be September 30th. Which kind of, I guess, it sounds about right to me. It sounds about what I would expect with the release date announcement later this month. I mean, I didn't think that they were gonna announce it for this summer or anything like that. So I was kind of thinking in the fall would probably be the time we'd see it. So September 30th is looking like it might be it for this. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. It should be really awesome. I'm looking forward to sinking some hours into this game for sure. And since we don't have a whole lot to do on this particular episode, we're actually going to be doing a little bit of fighting. I'm hoping that we can get some magitek encounters as well, because those are going to give us about 1,500 experience per thing. And since we're getting such a high experience boost with that, it should give us quite a few levels up. And then the actual quest itself is going to give us about 8,000 experience, I believe. So that'll be really cool. It should set us up pretty much for the entire rest of the demo, I believe. Like I said in the last episode, though, your level doesn't actually matter that much in this demo. It's the way the big boss encounter goes towards the end is a little, it's more cinematic than anything. We'll put it that way. Grab a quick item, a rusted bit, and if I didn't already explain, you can actually sell these at the Chocobo, the Chocobo Ranch or the gas station. Whichever one for potions or cooking supplies, whatever you choose to use that money for. There's not really a whole lot to buy. I was kind of hoping we'd get to see some armor in this demo and see kind of how stats are working and how that's going to impact the gameplay. But unfortunately we didn't, and so I'm really excited to see how that works out. Different weapons and different armor in the end game. If armor is even really a thing. So I know in interviews they said like the clothing that they kind of wear has more to do with armor than anything else. So we'll have to see about that. But part of my favorite part about Final Fantasies is kind of the numbers and analytics and all this different stuff. You know, trying to calculate how I can get the best defense in any particular way, and using that to prepare for fights. So we'll just have to see on that, I guess. And we're coming up on the area right over here that we need to be in for this. And the way these kind of work is you're always going to end up these little side missions, you always go with one partner at a time, and they'll do certain things. In this particular case, we're going to learn a new battle feature, which may or may not be in the full release of the game. Essentially, it's kind of like a way to stagger the enemy and perform kind of a group combo and a group finisher on it. You'll see there in the right corner, right above our health bars, you see the link. What is that? Link synced. And all we have to do is press triangle. Now, right here, if I press square too early, you'll see it fails. So you actually do have to time it a little bit. It's not that hard though. It's not hard at all. So we'll keep fighting this guy, and Gladio's going to come up and he'll stagger him, like right here. I'll come over, press triangle, and now I'm going to time the hits. Square, square, so on and so forth. 3 will get you your first finisher. Really cool looking. Really cool looking. And you see it just does a ton of damage. Now we can do even more hits, make even more links to get the second crossbone finisher. And that's what we're going to do right now. Now I actually got this to work a few times in my first playthrough. It came up pretty organically. I'm not sure what triggers it, if it's just random or what. But in the when you have your full party, all 4 of them will join in on the combo, kind of. I'm gonna warp up here because I don't do this enough. Here's a warp strike on him, and you hear their Gladio activated the cross link, link sync, whatever it is. So it's kind of cheap. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to be in the full game anymore. It looks like they kind of replaced that with abilities that you can kind of
put it in the
pick
books.
using the directional pads. And then the objective that's left is to make camp. But we're not going to do that just yet. We're actually going to go get a new weapon. And it's the way it'll work. It's not like in a normal equipable weapon. It's a phantom sword is what it is. And it activates Noctis's kind of like limit break, limit drive, whatever you want to call it, kind of thing for this. And it's really awesome. It basically makes the combat a lot faster paced. He kind of warps all over the place and kind of attacks. And the phantom sword kind of goes ballistic on enemies that are kind of around at the cost of draining all your MP. And so it can't be turned off either. It just goes away at the end of battle. And so it's kind of tough to know when to use it and how to use it. I'm not sure if that way of activating it is the best way, but I do really enjoy it, and I hope it makes it through to the end product as well. That'd be awesome. And you can hear the music and see to the left there, that's the gas station, but we won't actually be going there until the end of this episode. Pick up another item here, another rusted bit. Again, we can sell them. Don't really need to in this demo. I'm not. It doesn't seem like you can do a whole lot with the food system, and unless you really need to buy more potions, which the potions are super helpful in this game. The way you die, I'm not sure if I've died yet on it, but it brings your health to 0, and then you can still move around. Anytime you get hit after your health drops to 0, there's some magitek soldiers. Every time you get hit after your health drops to 0, it depletes your maximum HP until you camp again. And your potions can bring you out of that state, I guess. There we go. Open up with the Tempest ability. Knock them all flat on their asses. And you see over there that one. Yeah, and I missed the parry. So they can kind of go like crazy and start smoking and stuff. And this is awesome right here. Yeah, they give a high five, which is really rad right in the middle of battle. But they can kind of like mess up or something, and they can like stun you and with their arm or whatever. It's really weird.
This one's just for you.
Jeez, and I sat there trying to get the dodge off in time, but I couldn't do it. I'm gonna parry this guy. There we go. Awesome. And that's like an instant death right there. So that's kind of weird. I'm not exactly sure what that's all about, but you know, hey, it works. A little further down the way. And we got a saber tusk, a lone saber tusk. There might be others in the area, maybe. The music is still going. There he is. Gladio not really helping out at all, just kind of letting me do all the work. He's a little slow for these guys anyway, so that's fine. And I hear, yeah, there they are. I thought I heard some, and you can see them off in the distance there. I guess this thing comes and picks them back up too. I'm not sure if you choose not to engage them, I don't know. But the sword is actually just right over here. You can kind of see it there over to the left. So we're gonna pick that up first, and I'll show that off a couple times.
Knock over here.
Gladio being super helpful and pointing it out for me.
Yeah.
So if they do keep the Arminger limit break or whatever it is in the final game, it'll be interesting to see all these different phantom swords that we can pick up. So I'm going to activate it by pressing L1 and R1 at the same time here. And we'll see how quickly we can beat these guys. And there it is. And you just kind of go crazy. Yeah, just doing a ton of damage. I can kind of warp wherever I need to. You see my MP slowly depleting there. And it looks super badass. Like crazy awesome looking. All the particle effects in Jack. Yeah, quick and easy. And there you saw that big kind of like blast of energy that was like the Arminger ending. Yeah, that's really unless there's a way that I don't know of, that's the only way to stop it. So I kind of wish you could stop it after you started it, but that, I don't know, that might be a little bit broken, I think. But you can only start it when you're at full MP. Like I said, maybe not the best way of activating that, because it's like how often in the final game will you be at full MP? Again, and that's kind of like what I was saying earlier. That's just a whole nother reason. I think it just kind of encourages you not to use your special abilities, and that sounds like a whole nother group of magitek soldiers, and it is. But yeah, it kind of encourages me, at least, not to use any of my abilities, just in case I need to use that to get out of a pinch or something. And so I hope that final game is a little bit more balanced like that. Go ahead and activate it again. And you see, you're not invincible. I was still taking damage. It just doesn't really stagger or knock us down or anything. He just kind of keeps moving. And there we go. And we killed those guys way quick. 29 seconds. I mean, way fast. And you see, we're just getting a ton of experience out of it. So we should level up quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and head back to the gas station to rest up, as opposed to a campsite. Now, the difference there is that the caravan, like the trailer that you can stay in, you can rent while you're there. It's kind of like a hotel, but not really. it'll give you another experience boost on top of the experience boost that you already have. So we'll just have a crazy amount of experience, you know, boosting by the end of the thing, at the cost of not being able to cook and replenish your status buffs. So I was thinking about going to fight these guys just real quick, try and sneak in a little bit of extra experience before the end of the day. But I saw the big one with it and didn't feel like really messing with that. A couple saber tusks though is no problem. And Gladio finally getting his hands dirty there on these guys. There he goes, awesome. Making short work of him. But the music is still going, so... Did one get stuck on a rock? There he is, yep, he got stuck on the rock. There's one other place that they seem to really get stuck as well on this demo. There's like a fence. It might have been in the last episode, actually, that we saw that. They can get like stuck on this fence, too, in this one area. They just kind of stand there. Gladio's sword is way cool too. I think sweet looking. And so we'll head up here and hit the convenience store. Actually, never mind. We'll hit the convenience store at the beginning of the next episode. We'll go ahead and make camp. I love that little free running kind of skip over the guardrail that he does. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about it here, but no. We've done enough fighting. Pick up one quick item. Awesome, and the way it works is you just head over, and there it says. It works just like everything else for 200 gil. Not too bad. See how much we leveled up here. Caught up with the others? What did they do? Ignis carefully inspected the area. Prompto bumbled around for a while. Seems about right. Seems about right. Oh my gosh. 11.5 thousand experience. That's awesome. Plus that huge boost as well. We ended up 17,000 experience. That's crazy. Oh yeah. Level 20. Awesome. That works. That works. And we get a cool picture from the little side quest that we did. Victory fanfare. Sounds great. Alright on. Well, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the second episode of Episode Duscae. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and talk to Cindy and keep tracking the behemoth. So until then, I'll see you guys. Take it easy.